Have you ever felt that frightening flutter in your chest and wondered if this might be the beginning of something serious? Picture this. You're sitting quietly in your favorite chair, perhaps reading or watching television, when suddenly you become aware of your heartbeat. For millions of Americans over 60, this moment brings an uncomfortable truth we rarely discuss openly. Our arteries, those vital highways that have faithfully carried life through our bodies for decades, may be silently narrowing with each passing day. Here's what doctors don't always explain clearly. While we've been living our lives, tiny deposits have been building up inside our arterial walls, like rust forming in old pipes. This isn't just about genetics or bad luck. It's about a process that's been happening gradually, quietly, without obvious warning signs. And for too many of us, the first real sign of trouble comes as a heart attack or stroke, when it might already be too late to reverse the damage easily. But what if I told you that your kitchen holds some of the most powerful tools to fight back against this silent threat? Today, I'm going to share 5 ordinary foods that work like natural medicine for your arteries. Foods that can actually help clear away those dangerous buildups and restore the healthy flow your heart desperately needs. Number 1. The silent highway crisis in your body. Right now, as you're listening to these words, something extraordinary is happening inside your chest. Your heart is beating roughly 70 times every minute, pushing 5 liters of life-giving blood through a network of highways that would stretch 75 000 kilomètres s'ils étaient posés bout à bout. These highways are your arteries, and for 6 decades or more, they've been your most faithful servants. Never taking a day off, never complaining, never asking for recognition. But here's what most of us don't realize until it's almost too late. These same arteries that have carried us through childhood, scraped knees, teenage heartbreaks, wedding days, the birth of our children, and countless quiet dimanche matins sont en train de changer. They're not the smooth, flexible tubes they once were. Think of a garden hose that's been left outside through too many winters. The walls become thicker, less flexible, and sometimes things start to build up inside. Every time you've enjoyed a hearty breakfast, celebrated with a rich dinner, or simply lived the normal life of an American, tiny particles have been floating through your bloodstream. Most of them pass through harmlessly, but some, the troublemakers, decide to set up camp along your arterial walls. These are fats, cholesterol, and other substances that stick together like old chewing gum on a sidewalk. Day by day, year by year, these deposits grow thicker. Medical professionals call this atherosclerosis, mais vous n'avez pas besoin de mots sophistiqués pour comprendre ce qui se passe. Picture the pipes in an old house. Over time, mineral deposits build up, making the openings smaller and smaller until one day, the water barely trickles out. That's exactly what's happening in your arteries, except instead of water, it's the oxygen-rich blood that your brain, heart, and kidneys desperately need to stay alive and healthy. The cruel irony is that this process happens without fanfare. No alarm bells ring when your arteries narrow to 70% de leur taille originale. No warning light flashes on your forehead when that dangerous plaque buildup reaches the tipping point. Your body, remarkable as it is, finds ways to compensate, to work around the problem until suddenly it can't anymore. The cruel irony is that this process happens without fanfare. No alarm bells ring when your arteries narrow to 70% de leur taille originale. No warning light flashes on your forehead when that dangerous plaque buildup reaches the tipping point. Your body, remarkable as it is, finds ways to compensate, to work around the problem, until suddenly it can't anymore. When that moment arrives, it arrives fast. A piece of that built-up plaque breaks loose, or the narrowed artery finally closes completely. The blood supply to part of your heart muscle stops. This is what doctors call a heart attack. But for you, it's the terrifying moment when your chest feels like an elephant is sitting on it, when your left arm goes numb, when you suddenly realize that all those small choices you made about what to eat might have been more important than you ever imagined. But here's where hope enters the story, and where you can still change everything. Unlike so many aspects of aging that feel beyond our control, the health of your arteries responds remarkably well to the foods you choose to put on your plate. Your body has an incredible ability to heal itself, to clear away some of that dangerous buildup, and to strengthen your arterial walls, even after decades of moins parfait choices. The foods that can save your arteries aren't exotic superfoods from distant lands or expensive supplements that promise miracles. They're humble, honest foods that you can find in any grocery store, foods that your grandmother might have served, foods that work quietly and powerfully to reverse years of damage and protect you from the silent crisis building in your cardiovascular system. This isn't about perfection or depriving yourself of life's pleasures. It's about understanding that every meal is an opportunity to send healing compounds through your bloodstream, to strengthen your arterial walls, and to clear away the buildups that threaten your future. The power to transform your cardiovascular health sits right there in your kitchen, waiting for you to discover it. Number 2. 5 alliés puissants cachés en plein air. Allez dans votre épicerie locale demain matin et vous passerez devant 5 des plus puissants powerful heart-healing foods on earth, without giving them a second glance. These aren't miracle cures sold in fancy bottles or exotic ingredients shipped from faraway places. They're sitting right there in the produce section and on the regular shelves, humble and unassuming, waiting to become your most trusted allies in the fight for your cardiovascular health. Let's start with asparagus, those slender green spears that many of us remember from childhood dinner plates. You might have pushed them around with your fork back then, but today these graceful vegetables hold the key to unleashing one of your body's most powerful internal healers. When you eat asparagus, something remarkable happens deep inside your cells. Your body begins producing more of a substance called glutathione, a compound so powerful that scientists call it the master antioxidant. Glutathione works like a microscopic cleanup crew, rushing through your bloodstream and scrubbing away the inflammation that damages your arterial walls. Think of it as your body's own internal fire department, putting out the small fires of inflammation before they can grow into the dangerous blazes that lead to heart disease. But asparagus doesn't stop there. It's packed with acide linoléique et acide folique, deux composés qui travaillent ensemble pour garder vos artères souples et fortes, en les empêchant de hardening into les tubes cassants qui mènent à une catastrophe cardiovasculaire. The beauty of asparagus lies in its simplicity. Steam-y légèrement, le faire rôtir avec une goutte d'huile d'olive ou l'ajouter à votre soupe du soir. Juste 3 ou 4 portions par semaine peuvent commencer le processus de renforcement des parois artérielles et d'élimination de l'inflammation qui s'est accumulée depuis des années. You'll start to feel the difference in ways you might not even connect to your heart health at first. More energy, clearer thinking, better sleep. Your whole body responds when your arteries begin to heal. Now let's talk about avocates. Ces fruits verts crémeux qui ont réussi à devenir des symboles de la vie saine. But au-delà de la réputation branchée se cache un fruit qui réalise des miracles réels pour votre système cardiovasculaire. When you eat half an avocado, you're sending a powerful message to your liver, telling it to produce less of the dangerous LDL cholesterol that sticks to your arterial walls and more of the protective HDL cholesterol that actually helps clean your arteries. The vitamin E in avocados acts like a shield, protecting your cholesterol from becoming oxidized and sticky. Unprotected cholesterol becomes like rust in your bloodstream, clinging to arterial walls and forming the dangerous plaques that can kill you. But when vitamin E is present, that same cholesterol slides through your arteries harmlessly. The potassium in avocados works on a different front entirely, helping to relax your arterial walls and lower your blood pressure, reducing the force that pushes dangerous plaques against your arterial walls. What makes avocados so special is how satisfying they are. Unlike so many healthy foods that leave you feeling deprived, avocados make you feel nourished and satisfied. Spread half an avocado on whole grain toast for breakfast, add slices to your salad at lunch, or simply eat one with a sprinkle of salt as an afternoon snack. Your taste buds will thank you, and your arteries will quietly begin the process of healing themselves. Broccoli might seem like the most ordinary vegetable in the produce section, but hidden within those familiar green trees is vitamin K, a nutrient that works like a traffic controller in your bloodstream. Calcium is essential for strong bones, but when calcium ends up in your arteries instead of your bones, it turns your flexible blood vessels into rigid, brittle tubes that can crack under pressure. Vitamin K ensures that calcium goes exactly where it belongs, keeping your bones strong while keeping your arteries soft and flexible. The research is clear and compelling. People who eat broccoli at least twice a week have significantly cleaner arteries than those who avoid this humble vegetable. The vitamin K in broccoli doesn't just prevent new calcium deposits from forming in your arteries, it can actually help remove calcium deposits that have already formed, gradually restoring flexibility to arteries that have begun to harden. Preparing broccoli is as simple as steaming it until it turns bright green, usually just 3 or 4 minutes. Overcooked broccoli loses much of its nutritional power, but when it's cooked just right, it retains all the vitamin K your arteries need to stay healthy. Ajoutez-le au sauté, soupe, ou mangez-le simplement en accompagnement avec votre dîner. Your arteries will respond within semaines. Extra virgin olive oil deserves a special place in your kitchen, not just as a cooking ingredient, but as medicine for your cardiovascular system. The Mediterranean peoples have known this secret for thousands of years, which is why heart disease rates in countries like Greece and Italy remain remarkably low malgré des régimes riches en graisse. The secret lies in the type of fat found in olive oil, oleic acid, which actually helps lower the dangerous LDL cholesterol while protecting your arterial walls from inflammation. But olive oil's power goes deeper than just cholesterol management. The antioxidants in genuine extra virgin olive oil work like lubricants for your cardiovascular system, keeping your arterial walls smooth and flexible, preventing the stiffness that leads to high blood pressure and arterial damage. When you use olive oil instead of butter or other cooking fats, you're not just avoiding harmful fats, you're actively healing your arteries with every meal. The key with olive oil is quality and freshness. Look for bottles that are dark green or brown, protecting the oil from light damage. Store it in a cool, dark place and use it within 6 months of opening. Drizzle it over salads, use it for gentle cooking, or even take a tablespoon straight, as many Mediterranean grandmothers have done for generations. Your arteries will respond to this daily dose of healing. Finally, there's spinach. Those dark green leaves that pack more arterial healing power per bite than almost any other food on earth. Spinach is loaded with potassium, the mineral that works like a gentle massage therapist for your blood vessels, helping them relax and reducing the pressure that can damage arterial walls over time. The folates in spinach work on a completely different level, helping to lower levels of homocysteine, a dangerous compound that can damage your arterial walls and increase your risk of blood clots. But perhaps most importantly, spinach is rich in natural fiber that works like a sponge in your digestive system, soaking up excess cholesterol before it can enter your bloodstream and stick to your arterial walls. This means that every serving of spinach is both preventing new arterial damage and helping to clean up damage that's already occurred. Fresh spinach works beautifully in salads, but don't overlook frozen spinach, which is often more nutritious than fresh because it's frozen at peak ripeness. Add it to soups, blend it into smoothies, or simply sauté it with a little garlic and olive oil for a side dish that tastes delicious and heals your arteries with every bite. These 5 aliments travaillent ensemble comme une symphonie d'orchestre, chacun jouant sa propre partie dans le processus complexe de guérison artérielle. When you begin incorporating them into your daily meals, you're not just eating, you're participating in your own cardiovascular recovery, giving your body the tools it needs to reverse years of damage and protect you from the silent crisis that threatens so many of our generation. Your heart has been beating faithfully for over 60 years. Through every joy, every worry, every quiet moment of your life. It deserves your care now more than ever. Today, you've discovered that protecting those vital arteries doesn't require expensive treatments or complicated medical procedures. The power sits quietly in your kitchen, waiting in simple foods that have been nourishing families for generations. Think about this pour-un moment. Every time you choose asparagus over processed food, you're sending healing antioxidants through your bloodstream. Every avocado you enjoy is actively lowering your bad cholesterol. Each serving of broccoli is protecting your arteries from dangerous calcium buildup. When you drizzle olive oil on your salad, you're fighting inflammation. And every handful of spinach is working to keep your blood pressure healthy and your arteries clear. These aren't just foods anymore. They're your daily allies in a fight for your health, your independence, and your future. You have the wisdom of experience, and now you have the knowledge to make choices that honor both your body and your years of living. This journey doesn't require perfection. It simply asks for intention. Petite modification. faites de manière constante, créant des transformations profondes. Your arteries can heal, your cardiovascular health can improve. You still have so much control over your well-being. Which of these 5 foods spoke to you most today? Which one will you add to your next grocery list? Si cette connaissance semble précieuse, veuillez la partager avec quelqu'un que vous aimez. Like this video if it gave you hope. And tell me in the comments which food surprised you the most. Your experiences matter, and they might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear. Your heart has carried you this far. Now you know how to carry it forward, one nourishing meal at a time.